AfterBuzzers, I'm with the host extraordinaire, Chris Hardwick. You're missing one very important thing, your nose.
Oh, my red nose.
Where's your red nose?
I
heard that you mastered talking and managing the nose.
I had it when I was taking a picture with red M&M. By the way, I licked red M&M because it's...
And how does he taste?
Like fabric. Because it turns out it's a guy in a suit.
So the real ones are a lot better.
I really thought it was a large anthropomorphic M&M that, you know, like it'd be like, sample my delicious flavor. And no, it wasn't that case at all. I had to pick bits of lint off my, but the real M&Ms, when they gave me a box of like actual red-nosed M&Ms, and those were good.
So red M&Ms and red Skittles are my all-time favorite. I actually pick them out.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
But they're different. Like the core of them is different, though.
I mean, in my mind, I think so.
They're this, but you just, is it the red? Does the red add any flavor, or you just like the concept?
Like the red. Maybe I just like red dress, red carpet.
Red this.
Yeah. You know, red's like a powerful.
This is yellow, though.
I know.
You know, we could use.
I'm working on it.
Put a red nose on the AfterBuzz.
I'm gonna steal the red nose and put it on top.
Jam it on the top there. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So what can we see coming up for the Red Nose Day?
Well, we're doing it's a 3-hour block programming. So there's a red nose themed Ninja Warrior. There's a red nose themed Hollywood game night, and then we're doing a live broadcast at 10, live from New York. And you know, right now we're assembling all the pieces and trying to top that. Last year, we get to dunk Bryan Cranston.
That was amazing.
That really was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I've known Bryan a long time, and he's a really sweet guy. Which is what made it even more fun to drop him into
dunked.
water. Yeah, like a carnival clown.
Right.
So that was really fun. So you know, we gotta find our dunking Bryan. Excuse me, we gotta find our dunking Bryan Cranston moment for this year.
So what would be an epic, like what would you want to happen? If you could pick out of anything in this world to happen, what would you want? Who would you want to dunk? Who would you want to slime? Whatever.
Oh, I'd want Spider-Man to swoop down and then just like whip me up and then jump back and forth between the buildings at 30 Rock.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but you asked if it could be anything.
Hey, it all works.
Yeah.
So going to The Wall, 2 seasons under your belt.
Yes.
What is your favorite thing about hosting The Wall?
I mean, my favorite thing and then the hardest thing is just how emotionally invested I get, and it's hard not to.
Yeah.
You know, I spend hours with the contestants, and I really get to know them, and they're really nice. And so when they win, it's the best. And when they don't win, I'm just like, I don't take my car. Just here, have this.
Take this.
Yeah. So that part of it, you know, that part of it's really fun. And then there's also just the part of my brain that's a cat that just likes watching a ball just go down a thing that I want to swat at. That part's fun too.
It is so much fun. How has the show and hosting the show kind of changed you?
Well, I've been working
besides acting like a cat watching a ball.
Well, I mean, I've been working in cable television for 2 decades, and I don't know, and I was doing a daily show at Comedy Central when I started this, but like literally after the first week The Wall was on, just like, it's rare that I ever get recognized like at the grocery store. We were like, hey, The Wall. I'm like, how do you know that? The show just came on. I was like, oh, it's the power of network television.
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun. And I got to host AGT. I mean, I got to guest judge AGT last year, so that was really fun.
You're famous.
I mean, I don't know about that, but I like to stay busy.
Every time I hear The Wall, I think of that song, Brick Wall, Waterfall.
What's that?
It's like a old high school, maybe even like middle school song where it's like, brick wall, waterfall, girl, you think you know it all. You don't. I do. But boo. Anyways.
By the way, new theme song for season 3 of The Wall? I think so.
There we go.
Thank you. I mean, no one owns that, I would imagine. That's just a middle school song.
So there you go. New theme song.
Yeah.
Just don't have me sing it. But.
Okay. Well, we got this on tape. We could probably just auto-tune that and drop a remix in there, and then we're done.
Yeah, add a little background music, and we're good.
Like a little record scratch.
The Wall.
Yeah. Yeah, The Wall, Wicked Wall. Yeah, perfect. All right, great. I'm glad we got to make this theme song. Thank you.
Theme song, and we're done. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
So nice to meet you. And yeah, make sure to copyright Jessica Carroll for that theme song, though.
Yes, and enjoy your red-themed candy.
Yes. Candy. Actually, so Joan Rivers is your mentor. Love her, miss her. What was it about her that you will just always remember, and why was she your mentor?
First of all, there were so many things about Joan. First of all, fearless.
Yeah.
Pioneer. bold, and a workhorse. Like, her work ethic was unbelievable. And what I learned from Joan, what I learned from people like Joan and Mel Brooks, who's now, Mel's in his 90s, is that this idea of what it means to get older, because, you know, Joan was about 80 and did not have 80-year-old person energy. But the idea that she never ceased to be passionate about what she was doing, to stay hungry, to want to learn. Like, she'd call me up and be like, Chris, it's Joan. I want to do a YouTube show. Can we talk about the internet? And, like, the fact that she knew that there was a new media frontier and she wanted to learn what it meant and what it was about and how to do it was such an incredible lesson. And, you know, it's like some people are old at 35 because they just shut off and they don't want to learn anything new, and they don't. And Joan just taught me, never stop learning, never stop asking questions. You never know more than any, you know, like, you're never better than anyone else. And also, you know, just being fearless and staying passionate, you know.
And she was always curious. I think that's like the main thing, is that
always
curious, wanting to know more, right? Just like you said, ask the right questions and always wanting to learn. Yeah,
and she didn't die in a natural way. So I think she'd still have been around for another 20 years doing stuff.
She had such a young soul. For other hosts that are watching this, what advice do you have? Because I'm sure that, I mean, you're a mentor to many of us.
You know, I always say, like, every show's a little bit different, and you kind of have to ask the show what it needs you to be. So then you sort of figure out what the structure of that thing is, and then in the midst of that, just be yourself. The hardest thing is learning who you are, and that takes a long time, but if you just keep at it, it's just being yourself within the structure that the show needs, and servicing the show before servicing yourself first. In other words, like, it's okay to make jokes, it's okay to screw around, but just make sure it's not at the expense of the overall thing, because ultimately the shows aren't about you, they're about whatever the thing is that you're doing. Whether for me it's Walking Dead or The Wall or this other show, The Awesome Show, or a podcast, it's about the guest. So, you know, that's all I would say.
Awesome. So be yourself and take care of the audience.
Sounds like terrible advice, be yourself. You're like, oh, great, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, but ultimately that is a very hard thing it just takes a long time.
Awesome.
Because you'll develop your own specific voice, your own personality, and then the more you are, the more specific you are, then the sort of the less competition you have with anybody else.
Well, I think you definitely know who you are, and I don't know.
I like it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.